Why, hello and welcome back again, all you fabulous ladies and gentlemen out there in the Dota 2 world. All over the world, we're able to sit back and watch some great Dota 2 happening for ESL One Katowice, as well as the other tournaments that are going on all over the world. You can see these nice shots coming in from Poland direct, where all of the action is happening. Not on the street in particular, but probably a couple blocks away at the arena.
We need an event that's going to be played
outside?
on the streets, like Ghetto Dota.
Ghetto Dota.
Get out, Ghetto Dota.
You know, that's probably how they should brand it, too. I like that idea. Mm-hmm. But hello and welcome back, my wonderful people. Basekip, Lacoste, Lyrical, three commentators here on the B stream. We're casting from the ESL One studios in Cologne, Germany. And we've got some great Dota happening. OG versus Gambit. How you two feeling after that game number one?
Were OG playing great Dota? Were they, guys?
Nah, not really.
I don't think so.
You could see the weaknesses of OG in this kind of a game, that when they were known as comeback kings, but they had the drafts to do so. In a games like this, you lose. They didn't necessarily like lose the early game. They were even, I would say. But after that, if you're playing from behind with the draft like this, you're losing a game 100%.
Yeah, it's really tough. And you guys might think that I'm about to flame Bounty Hunter, but I'm about to flame Chen. I am not necessarily convinced by. I know that I want to ask. Well, I wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit because I can see that OG have been playing it. I haven't gotten to watch those games necessarily. You guys have cast them a little bit. What about this Chen is looking convincing to you guys? Because to me, I'm looking at that previous game, and they get maybe one or two little cute ganks off, but then you look at his skill set in a team fight, and it just feels so difficult to get full use out of everything. Like, let's say you cast Divine Favor on somebody, and then everyone just focuses that hero and they get stunned, so they don't really get to use the damage, or they're forced to run away, so they're not using the damage. It feels like there's so many different ways that Chen's abilities end up being really difficult to use in a fight. Like if you have a hero like Earthshaker with a Fissure, right? Fissure's always going to have at least some value in a fight, but Chen's abilities feel like a lot of the time you're only going to get like 20% out of what the ability is actually capable of doing, because you rely on somebody being able to get auto attacks off, or let's say you're saving someone with Hand of God. Maybe you're only healing one person instead of your whole team, and it feels like he's not really having a whole lot of impact on these fights.
Well, I can understand your point of view, because you saw when Chen is not doing great, but in the games where he is, you outnumber your opponent so easy with the recall. You can't really recall and dive into tower because you can react to that. Okay. So try to make a play when either tower is down. The strength of a Chen is when you use Divine Favor on a catapult. Yeah. You push towers so quickly. So maybe this is not the greatest Chen game that we witnessed, but definitely a hero in my book that is worth first picking.
And I think that also it goes back to what you were talking about earlier, which is the Bounty Hunter, which is that you need that other hero that you can pull in that can stand in front of a tower and like make sure that they can get it with the Divine Favor catapult. Because take over the catapult level 5 or minute 5, and then you just Divine Favor it. You just keep going at those towers and they drop really quickly, and then the momentum just naturally carries you to the next one. So to me, that was the thing that looked really good when they did it before.
But your heroes need to be alive.
Yes.
And you need to make a rotation to grab a kill, then you get 2 catapults, you push, suddenly the game's looking so good. It's about the timings and movement around the map also.
They also
you need to
often
not get
played
outnumbered.
It with Prophet, which was the other way to make sure that they always had numbers.
So is Chen just less of a 5-man hero now than he used to be? Is that part of it? Like, because to me, the identity of old Chen, right? Like super old Chen, when you're just getting 4 creeps and you're buying a mech, that was all about staying together as 5 and playing as a team, using the send back, very 5-man oriented. Kind of death ball lineup. And the way that you guys are talking to me about him now is that, well, you want to be running around and using the map mobility and split pushing a tower here with the catapult and that kind of stuff.
Also, so many times I saw Divine Favor being used where hero actually survives because of it, and then the whole team fight turns, and suddenly you have 5 against 2, and it's so easy to fight after. Use Divine Favor again, just keep repeating it. And I think it worked well for them with the Monkey King. It synergizes well with his critical strike. You buff the damage.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the hero. just asking to be convinced, I suppose.
I
I'll keep
think-
an open mind.
I think that, yeah, this is also, we saw a lot of them. The other team saw a lot of OG. They saw a lot of them through those qualifiers, and this is the same type of Dota that OG is attempting to play, but the difference is that now they're getting that Nature's Prophet taken away from them. They're getting the Ember Spirit taken away from them. These heroes that were kind of integral to the earlier strategies are no longer there, and OG need to react now. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do, and speaking of which, we do have the draft for game number 2. Is getting ready to hop into it right now. And it's looking like, so far, pretty much the same bands. We'll see if they decide to ban out the Troll again. They do. Yeah. OG, first pick Chen. No, they take the Coddle.
Okay.
And Gambit feel like they are still confident in their style of play, and they're going to take the Chen. Oh, man.
What is
the life
This
stealer?
draft is going so fast.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like, did you ever play chess? And you have like a long
Dota
series.
auto chess or
No. Like regular chess.
all right.
Yeah.
Like you have a long series of moves that you can see far in advance, and then you like are thinking out in your head, and then you and the other person, you start taking pieces really fast back and forth, and then there's one thing that you weren't thinking about, and then you're like, oh crap, I didn't see that move.
You autopiloted
Exactly.
what you thought was the sequence. Yeah.
And this is feeling like it's maybe a similar thing.
Yeah, it could be. It's very, very similar to the previous draft, and now we've stopped for a second. The Meepo ban has gotten bumped up in priority, which is a little bit interesting to me because I look at OG's lineup and I don't see them having too many problems with Meepo. Like they're both of their heroes that they have so far are actually, I would say, decent against Meepo. So
They just don't want to get cheesed. Like
Yeah.
it's so easy to lose a game when enemy has Meepo. This is a good ban. Pagna against CK works miracles, and it's one of the Thompson's most played and most comfortable heroes. I feel like you need to have something that goes through BKB, through his rage, if you want to win against the Lifestealer. We saw yesterday Gambit picking Doom. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to go for it. Ursa is one of the few heroes that can man fight against Lifestealer.
yeah, that's the other thing about the new Lifestealer is it feels like a bunch of heroes that used to be really solid Lifestealer counters aren't necessarily. It's not necessarily the same matchup anymore. Like take Troll Warlord for example, right? Like old Troll versus old Lifestealer. Troll wins that man fight every single time because of the bash and just because of the nature of the hero. But it feels like with the new Lifestealer and especially the build that he's going for, it's not necessarily the case where Troll is as much of a problem for Nakes. So
I think also here in this one, Gambit might hold off on taking something like the Doom, because we've also seen Afterlife play Legion Commander, and that's something also that could fit the bill for what they might want.
That's true.
And they could just leave it that for last pick and just take one or the other.
I feel like Juggernaut is overpicked. In my opinion, that this hero, I just see this hero lose a lot of games. It's good in this game against Keeper of the Light, against Blinding Light, against the Lifestealer, can just spin away. They still don't have anything that goes through the BKB. This is one of the reasons why they banned out Beastmaster. Also, he can spin and kill Ignis Fadis.
It's nice. I can dig it. So where do OG want to go? Things they need to deal with. Somebody that can kill the healing ward likely. A vehicle for Lifestealer.
Yeah, so far they don't have any lockdown. So hero like a Puck seems good. You still don't want to pick it right away, but they could save this kind of a pick for later stages.
if they picked a Puck, is Puck really a Thompson hero, or do you think they would just put like Seb on it?
They could do either. I'm sure that he can play Puck, but he's going to be playing Monkey King.
OGs, they seem one-dimensional to me. Every single time they're picking, it's the same picks all over again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the heal synergy on Gambit is going to be crazy here. Like we've been talking about the damage on Divine Favor, but the heal amplification, combine that with even a little bit of healing ward or the Sunray coming in, whoever's got that buff on them is going to be so difficult to kill. This is a little bit, I guess, a little bit of a lockdown problem potentially for Gambit, but I think they'll do okay. And I get the feeling that they might get just a little bit more catch or a little bit of disable. Even just a slow, I think, would be good for them coming in for their last pick.
Well, they have the damage. That's one of the things I kind of wonder about. Oftentimes,
On Gambit?
Yeah.
I think they're okay. Jug and CK.
It's kind of weird. Like, CK does need those, like, 1 or 2 items, right?
Yeah.
So there might be a window there that OG could try and exploit.
That's true. They could still full Tricore if they wanted to. The Razor's still in the pool. So that's probably worth banning if you're OG, unless they feel like there's something else that's super worrying. And OG just, okay, I like seeing this because we've got some team fight escalation. I've been hankering for some team fight, and Gambit throw in the Phoenix, and OG just fire right back with the Enigma.
And I think, as Lacoste said one time, they have the black hole and also the white hole. In
Oh yeah,
the
that's the synergy in universe that we're looking for.
And the other thing is, it's very similar to what happened last time, where this could be a Seb Enigma, it could be a Jarek's Enigma, it could be a Jarek's Monkey King, it could be a Thompson Monkey King.
So everything's still open, but from what I saw, Jarek's most of the time plays Enigma, just denies the off lane. And farms the jungle. So it's basically jungle Enigma with trying to deny a range creep from enemies. So the lane goes back to his offlaner. And
it's a very passive laning setup for OG.
They don't have any...
They're not going to be ganking at all. Keeper of the Light and Enigma are not ganking heroes. So they're not going to be making any plays. Maybe if the Monkey King is mid, he can run around and team up with one of the other cores. But if it's Enigma and Keeper of the Light as their 2 supports, they are not getting any kills in the early game.
I wonder if they just want to push for OG, because they ban out that Storm Spirit, which is the annoying combo with Chen. I'm wondering if you like try and switch up the draft here and play like a push timing and take like something else for Jerax here and run like Enigma off lane, Monkey King mid.
Yeah, they rounded up one of their lineups with Lycan, if I'm not mistaken, during the qualifiers, where suddenly they're pushing into your bit. They killed the throne in 18 minutes. They had a Beastmaster though, but Beastmaster, like, Enigma.
Gambit don't have great D push here, so that could be an option. All right, they're gonna take the
there's
puck.
just that puck. So I guess what, it's Seb puck, Thompson Monkey King, Jarek's Enigma.
That's most likely, but I think you could still switch it up depending on the lane matchup.
Yeah.
They could go for Dragonite. They lack reliable stun. Yeah, Bucks makes a lot of sense. I already mentioned why, but he can split push. They have nothing to catch him with, so it's a free puck game. Whoever's gonna be playing the puck, it's gonna be Thompson actually.
Okay, Thompson puck. And it is going to be the Jarek's Monkey King.
Unless he overextends, we could see Puck not dying this game.
How's that matchup, Razor versus Puck on mid?
You're really not affected by static link if you just keep your orb. But knowing Thompson, he tends to play aggressive. He's going to be using those orbs to try to harass, maybe even get a kill, maybe not even a point in a phase shift, try to surprise him with the 2 points in Vanning Rift.
So as a little bit of background to everybody out there before we hop into this game as to the state of this qualifier, or rather this group stage, right now Gambit, Secret, and OG are all tied at 3-1 apiece. The big difference maker here, and this is kind of important, is that OG and Secret went 1-1 against each other, whereas Gambit lost a forward. And that means because of the way that tiebreakers are working, this is really important that Gambit win this game. Because if they don't, they would naturally get knocked down to the lower side of it, which means they wouldn't get into the upper bracket afterwards if they all win out the rest of their games. So that's going to be the important thing to watch for is how this works out. Because if Gambit don't win this, then suddenly OG have a way that they could tie them and score going in through the rest of these qualifiers, and then they would still not be able to win in the upper bracket, even though they win the head-to-head potentially. It sort of depends on how that all works out. So very interesting stuff. Any thoughts going into this? A team that you like more rather one over the other?
I feel like OG has a way better draft, and I think this could be 1-1 actually. Gambit, they lack lockdown. This is going to be the problem. It's a free puck game. If they can delay it enough with Hand of Midas on Lifestealer plus a Radiance, I think Puck can buy enough time in this game for OG to have a good mid and late game because their laning stage is not the greatest.
Yeah. I really like OG's team fight. I think I'm actually going to go for OG this time around.
Okay. Well, dropping eggs. Got couriers running around the top lane. And we will see how this all works out, and we will see Base Kip on the other side of the panel segment as well.
Oh, that's the most beautiful view in the world.
What's that one? You looking at me again?
No, I'm looking at Base Kip, watching Dota, eating some chips, picking his nose, the classic.
God dang it, Lacoste. What are you even saying? What's happening? All right, well, Jerex, Mr. Monkey King, gonna jump down onto FNG Chub Teasy. And FNG a little bit quicker on the fingers there. Jerex gonna have to walk away from that one. Gambit 4 bounty runes. Oh no, OG, what has happened? That's not what we want to see.
Well, at least their courier didn't die.
That's true.
Remember that game when OG picked up 4 bounties and got a courier snipe?
Yeah, that was real rough for Alliance. That was a tough time. And then Alliance tried to do the courier snipe thing the next day, so that was pretty funny. All right, well, regardless, does look like Jerex is not taking those points in Jingu since he went up into the trees, and because of that, can't really trade hits against FNG. FNG hits really hard.
It's hard to trade against Chen with this build. Divine Favor, gets regen, gets more damage, so you need to go back once he uses it. Seb is going to get his lane back. He just needs to be careful about not dying mid-matchup. That's going to be interesting to see how Thompson decides to play it.
The other thing, too, about this is that just chases into a tree and he baits out a tango. Or that probably was just the Quelling Blade, wasn't it? Anyways, but the thing to watch for is that you've got FNG here hitting so hard, and Jerex actually doesn't have a stout shield right now. He's just gone all for straight regen, so doesn't even get the procs there to help mitigate the damage. And Dahak, bottom lane, you get punched a little bit there as well by No Tail. And ILTW, while Immersion sees if he can hit lucky on these Fire Spirits.
This is really not a strong lane coming out from Gambit. You have Jug and Phoenix. There's no real stun, no real slow. Dive does some slow, 19%, but I don't think that's enough. Lifestealer can just rage away, so there's no kill potential on Lifestealer. And Keeper of the Light is way too fast.
Is Immersion dead? He's going to charge up his laser, shoots it out at Immersion, and almost able to find him. That does mean that Dahak is going to be forced to use the spin afterwards. Man, oh man, that is a hurt little Firebird.
They don't have the best laning stage in terms of putting aggression with OG's heroes, but their lanes are kind of in a good position. They're static, and they're just going to out-CS them. But I think the bottom lane is going to do really good for OG. Top lane, a lot of XP is going to get denied. Seb's going to get farmed. Jerex, once he gets Boots of Speed, he can try to rotate.
Thompson Courier! Afro Ninja saw him there the whole time. So they get the kill onto Thompson, but they are able to kill off the Courier.
It's classic Thompson.
It really is, isn't it? Well, Afterlife up in the top lane. Gonna get pummeled a little bit there. Not able to mischief the stun. And Jerex just gonna back out afterwards. He's burned through a lot of his regen trying to live in that lane. Oh, and they've got the Harpy Stormcrafter. That creep. Yeah, they brought in FNG for this one, and LTW, he's got to be kind of careful. He actually doesn't have any more regen right now in this lane, so he's going to need to feast off of some stuff. Well, No Tail gets caught there. They're diving under with the creep, and No Tail in some trouble, gets pummeled down to death. LTW also kind of in no man's land. They have another Chain Lightning if they wanted to use it, but it looks like LTW will hide and live through it.
Dude, how is this creep balanced? 50 mana for 140 initial damage.
Isn't
you
that
can
insane?
use it 8 times, and cooldown is 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of broken. Looks like Jerex fell out of his treehouse. Oh, good dodge of the stun there. He's only been able to count to 2 for Afterlife, and so he does have to back out. Seb, in the meantime, 15 and 14 on this Enigma. Not sure how many of those have been denying of his own creeps, but they're going to see if they can get the slowdown now onto Afterlife. Some decent damage, the Primal Spring, but they can't really do all that much more. But as we sort of said, even though it's a slight lead right now for Gambit, this is a lineup from OG that can fight very well in the mid game.
Yeah, they need to have levels on Puck to try to initiate. Once he gets a Blink Dagger, they're gonna have a vehicle for a Life Stealer, and Enigma's gonna have a lot of farm.
Dude, they raged to try and get the creep, and now they're just Divine Favoring it to heal it back up again.
Divine Favor plus Healing Ward to save Harpy Stormcrafter.
Oh my god, this thing is a monster. This has done the most damage in the game right now, I'm sure. They just can't kill it. It's living forever. Uh-oh. Seb? Ah, he should be fine. We'll chase down there on Afterlife. But Jarex and Seb trying to keep away the Phoenix and CK as the lanes have been switched up.
Thompson is getting dived on the mid lane.
And a quick dive there from Afro Ninja is going to TP to the Shrine, heal back up afterwards. And as soon as you've got those raindrops, it's just so impossibly hard to play this lane as the Puck.
He got a solo kill because Thompson dived for a courier kill, which gave Razor a full level advantage and one more item. So it's hard to play into this. They're going to need to rotate one more hero to try to grab a kill on Razor.
FNG caught by the open wounds, and No-Tail will secure that kill. Right now, Lifestealer has definitely been hampered in this laning stage. I guess sort of still on par with where the Juggernaut is, but the big difference is that on the other 2 lanes, the CK and Razor are kind of owning. And, well, turn around here. Could go for the stun, trying to pump fake it out. Jarek's not going to bite. Very confident in his ability to dodge away from it afterwards. So it will be a 3-1 lead and 1,000 gold into the favor of Gambit in these first couple of minutes of the laning stage. As we get closer to level 6s for some of these heroes, could see some rotations to try and find kills possibly. But this Harpy Stormcrafter, man, it's been the MVP so far.
It's the 6th player on side of Gambit.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Look at it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much action happening in this game unless Puck decides to rotate. Lifestealer is going to continue to farm up, try to get his Midas online, then farm for another 6-7 minutes to get the Radiance up. Even Seb has Midas queued up.
Yeah. I mean, and this is one of the nice things that you've got about Thompson in this game playing on the Puck, is that it's an answer for like the spin TP away. So it's not going to be as easy for the Jug to get his split pushing going on. And you can see right here as well, No-Tail just hiding off in the trees. Gonna go for the Illuminate spam. And now Divine Favor with the Catapult. This is what OG were missing in their game. And LTW not level 6 yet, can't go for the Infest kill on it yet. But it will eventually go down. They just glyphed up, able to live through it. Need to be careful. Omni Slash is available, but it doesn't look like Gambit are going to attempt to do that anytime soon. Oh my goodness.
Man, Jarex, he blinks in, steals the Region Rune, and TPs immediately and barely survives.
Oh, Alpha Ninja got it though. He got the regen.
Did he?
Yeah, but I think it was broken still. But yeah, he's doing what he's doing. He's trying. It's a desperate attempt. Oh, and now he's farming his side of the map, too. Oh, he's tempted fate there with the Omni. Not doing it yet. Killing off creeps. And this is probably going to be No-Tail's life for the next rest of the game, I would imagine. Just hide off in the corners, cut creeps whenever possible. Looks like FNG might have recalled somebody. Yep. Oh, it's the Stormcrafter. then he steals the last hit as well.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh my god. What a monster. They've kept this creep the entire time. This is the most value creep ever. LTW's like, I've had enough. As soon as he gets level 6.
Kill him. Like, they need to use Open Wounds, Rage, plus Illuminate to get a kill in this creep.
Just infest it when he gets there. It's going to be the real goal. All right, Jarek's trying to pull the creep wave back so that way F1 Ninja can't get the tower, but it is going to be a CK Midas at these early stages. No Tail able to take down that ward, but looks like the blinding light catch on to him. FNG is here. Divine Favor, F1 Ninja, ILTW, Rages, trying to chase. They have the Primal Spring as well, catching on to this Razor. A lot of damage out as they have the coil already out as well. Able to get the break, but they bring in yet another. That's the Juggernaut who drops the healing ward to keep Razor alive.
Man, this Divine Favor, just keeping him alive. He stands his ground, has full hood, just needs to use the courier, and this Razor is going to be unkillable.
Already a hard hero to deal with, but when you add into that the heal increase that you get, 25%, plus the regen that you get just from it naturally, this is a big old problem. And it feels like Gambit are in a position to just steamroll this one. Again, this is their play style. End of the game early. They have a 4,000 gold lead, and this is with a Midas on the CK.
Midas CK, Juggernaut has Hand of Midas queued up as well. You see two of them going for Hand of Midas, you instantly react with double Hand of Midas on your side. How do you like this, Gabe?
I mean, you know what? It's fine. Just keep going Midases. Why not? As long as I can do it in my games, I'm happy with it. All right, they want immersion. They want him bad, and they got him. Thompson picks up the kill. Much needed for that man, so he can get his Midas.
Oh, I'm not sure this is a good trade for them.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure they can take this tier 1 tower. No Tail, already TPing bottom, charging Illuminate, but they have 2 siege creeps. Healing ward already dropped.
Divine Favor. Look at
Right.
the damage on this cat. This tier 2 tower is going to take so much damage. He has Blinding Light at least, but he didn't hit on the catapults there. And they are, look at the damage. It's just going to be dead. And there's really no great way to deal with this. I mean, LTW is moving in. He can infest the catapults, but this tier 2 tower is gone. And if they're not careful, I mean, you're just going to lose all map control. LTW runs into FNG, realizes he does not want to be here anymore, but pops the Rage. Actually, he was able to pump fake that one, so LTW immediately going to TP away from there, and we'll get out okay. But this is the pressure from Gambit that OG don't have great ways to deal with.
This is a free tier 1 tower for them, so it's gonna open up entrance to OG's jungle.
You know, I actually like the Midases in this game because you can use it on the catapults at least. It's like their best D-push. At least for those. So FNG running around, only level 5, but having a huge amount of impact in this game. Jarek scouting things out here as well, has already run into FNG. He's going to recall in one hero. They immediately take down the Ignis Fatis as the Will-O-Wisp is out, but the Black Hole, they got him caught, able to control that Juggernaut, but there's no follow-up afterwards. And the rest of OG is just out of here. Seb is going to get Omni Slash. That Black Hole did nothing.
Man, they used White and Black Hole, and they didn't manage to kill the Jug. This is... It feels like OG is in a position where they don't know if they want to fight or not. Hand of Midas on puck.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Is that you've got all of these Hand of Midases, so they're building for the late game, but then they're still attempting to take these fights. And naturally, if Chen gets jumped on, he can just recall in people, and then they're there immediately.
Plus, you use Divine Favor on yourself to keep yourself alive for a longer time. Yeah. And he's going to be level 6 pretty soon.
How many Midases do we have in this game?
3 on OG, 2 on Gambit.
Okay. We'll see what they can do. Thompson just going to TP away from the menacing Chen. And bottom lane, LTW going to rage TP out also. So that is something pretty good, at least for the side of OG. There isn't anything that breaks BKB TP away.
Gotta stay positive.
Hey. It is a pretty substantial lead, though, and it feels like Gambit kind of have a free path towards Roche if they want to take it. Because, I mean, granted, the Black Hole wasn't necessarily the greatest coming out from OG last time. I guess that if you have a couple other heroes in the area, that might look a lot better.
I'm looking at this tech boy named Razor. Dude feels unkillable at this point.
Yeah. Yasha, double Wraithband. Gonna have the Sanj here again in a second as well. And it's not just the items that he's got, but like we've been talking about, that Divine Favor. What it brings to him. Even just comboing that together with his stick. In the meantime, Coddle trying to do some guerrilla warfare, clearing through these creep waves whenever possible. Cuts him down a little bit, but it is still feeling like they just need to delay this game as much as possible. Hard thing to do.
Oh, he misses the coil.
Yeah, a little bit bad. Immersion saw it. Unfortunate. That would have been nice.
What happened with Dota? Monkey King has Hand of Midas queued up. That's gonna be fourth Midas. I mean,
why not, right?
This is anti-hype. The most anti-hype item in the game.
No, we got it. The problem is that we're not doing our job hyping it up well enough. That's the problem.
The only hype that I like to see about Hand of Midas is when I'm flaming someone for not using Midas efficiently.
Speaking of which, Thompson right here, he's got 4 seconds left. Let's see if the man can do it. He's invis. He's going to sneak up on the creeps to see if he can get it in time. Look at this inefficiency. It's not happening. The Boundless Strike getting set up for the Midas usage. Midas usage. Use your Midas. Oh, he got it. What a player. In the meantime, they lose Jerix. And Thompson, TP away. He's out.
They're just stalling. They need to try to stall this game for another 40 minutes for these Midases to become efficient, because right now they can't really fight. Enigma has a Blink Dagger, so this might turn things around. If they get a good Will-O-Wisp, they gather around it. Midnight Pulse into a Black Hole.
Oh no, Tail. Run away. He drops down the Will-O-Wisp to escape. Oh my goodness, the damage coming out from that Phoenix. And, well, this is feeling like the chokehold getting clamped onto OG is getting tighter and tighter. See if they can get that Midas online for Jerix. Maybe then, in 20 minutes, they can make something happen. But yeah, it does feel like it's a losing proposition, sort of, right? Like, I don't know, I guess that your only hope is that you're going to win later because you lost the lane so badly, but...
They didn't necessarily lose their lanes, it's just their heroes can't rotate.
Oh my god.
They can't initiate.
Fairy Fire by there. Might have kept him alive. Yeah, they need to initiate with like a Boundless Strike. The silence, able to keep him alive right there. I'm not sure if Thompson realizes it. Goes for the stun, the turnaround, phase shift. Doesn't have any way out of this, as he's just gonna die afterwards. Dreamcoil tries to get out. Thompson actually making his way out of here. Does he live through it though? The illusions are chasing, and the quick coil and the jaunt away keeps him alive. All right.
This is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to try to play as aggressive as possible, buy time, love the build, Hand of Midas into Boots of Travel. Usually, I'm not being sarcastic right now. This is what they need to win this game. Even though it looks stupid, they can't really fight them right now.
And this is big, finding these pickoffs. If you can stall the push and find pickoffs on core heroes, very important.
They don't have the best siege for tier 3 towers.
Yeah. Immersion takes down the ward, might be signaling that Roche is going down. Now, can OG get there in time to come and contest? Thompson throws out the illusory orb. FNG is in the area. They're charging up the Illuminate. Thompson walking in. They find the 3-second stun. That's pretty big, but the Boundless Strike's trying to interrupt. They kill off Thompson. Does have buyback available, but oh, the jump in. Jarek's not able to get it, and now it's gone terribly awry. They have the Supernova up on the high ground, and Will of Wisp down is not going to do enough. So they lose 3. And used a couple big ultis for it as well.
Now it's time to go. They need to try to push out the waves on side of Gambit, ILTW. Look at his positioning. He's in Dire's triangle.
And Seb going to be dead. So yeah, ILTW doing what he can, but OG are just looking like they're falling further and further behind at this point. 11,000 net worth lead, 19 minutes in, and you know, they might not have the best high ground siege, but if you have this significant of an advantage, it does kind of feel like you can do whatever the heck you want. Oh, Afo Ninja, he spots out Jarek's. Primal Spring, Boundless Strike, needs to jump away, and we'll be able to make it to a tree.
Chaos Knight still chasing.
Afterlife hunting. They get him there. Good mischief. The jump away. It's not going to happen yet. Doesn't have another Boundless Strike. Does have stick charges, though. Needs to buy a little bit more time. And a second more fogging away. Is able to get up into the tree. The jump away, Jarek's. Again, the great escape. He makes his way out.
This is the most frustrating spell to use when someone's trying to juke you in fog. The cast point on Reality Rift is just, yikes.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
All right, well, Thompson now. I do believe that that man has gotten into a blink, so the Midas is starting to pay off, but Gambit up on the high ground, ready to start the siege. They've got the Divine Favored Catapult. They need to take this one down. You can only Midas so often.
One Midas.
Blinding Light? Where's your Midas? They take it down.
I mean, against the Midnight Pulse,
oh, mid lane?
Illuminate, it's so hard to push.
Look at LTW.
They have nothing that stops his Rage TP out, so
is this going to work?
Keep doing this, yeah. They can't react to this.
I mean, he's just chilling.
I mean, CK can try to stun him from Shadowblade before he attacks, and I don't think that's even worth it considering where he's standing right now.
I mean, they can, yeah, just keep doing it, farm up the jungle, and Gambit, at some point in time, you do need to deal with this because eventually OG with these Midases are going to come online.
We talked about the latest Hand of Midas.
Bringing one in as well. Seb, Black Hole, back off cooldown. In 1 second, it's there available, but the Supernova has been dropped, and now Thompson needs to back away. Dahak is also in the area. If they could maybe bait them into a bag fight, but it looks like OG just want to get out.
Man, OG's playing.
Are they doing this?
These guerrilla warfare tactics.
It's so true. Oh, the stun, Rage, TP away, Omni slash down, ILTW trying to get out, it's too long. The TP and the sad trombone.
44 seconds. It feels like Gambit is in a rush.
Yeah.
Like it's the same feeling when you're playing against Anti-Mage, who has a Battle Fury, and you know that if you don't finish the game in the next 10-15 minutes, it's just gonna go really bad for you.
I mean, Jarek's just now finishing his Midas. They've got more ways to deal with these catapults when they come up the high ground. And OG, if they don't lose too many heroes at one given time, like, you look at it, No Tail, he heads up to the top lane, clears through these creep waves, and what do you do as FNG? You don't really have an answer. You need to predict that movement like 2 steps ahead. Otherwise, you're always playing from behind, although they have found Seb now, and that man does not have a way out of that.
It's fine to lose one hero just to see where enemy heroes are and at which part of the map you can play aggressive. Lifestealer, still 1,000 gold away from Radiance, and CK, I love the build on him. Some drums for extra movement speed, mana pool, Shadowblade, so he can deal with this kind of a split push, and has Hex queued up.
Yeah. Buyback from the puck. They need to deal with this creep wave coming in. It is a single range creep that is causing this trouble, and Thompson draws the aggro. They kill it off. Do they have a glyph available? They did not. So Gambit, if they can take down this tower, it would be big. They also kill off Jarek's on the other side of the map. So what can they do? Monkey King dead for a while. Seb has Black Hole available if he wants to use it. The jump forward could come, but it looks like it is Gambit backing away, and yeah, they get a little bit of damage onto him as well. So no blink coming out.
Gambit had enough.
Yeah.
They seem really pissed about what OG is doing right now. And what is next? Roche spawning. May respawn in 3 minutes.
Okay. So Aegis is going to expire there. It is still Gambit with the 17,000 net worth lead, and good blink away there from Thompson as Chaos Knight was coming into the area.
Look what Chaos Knight is doing on his side of the map. Like, they're winning the game, and he's running in Shadowblade trying to find somebody. If he finds someone, Juggernaut, DPs, Omni Slash, especially against the Lifestealer, it's a guaranteed kill. OG just popped the smoke.
Okay. Seb has died a couple times down here, so they're attempting to bait it. Let's see if they can find a pickoff on that CK, who was hunting earlier. And immediately, CK is going to start heading down south with FNG here. So they're going to have 3 heroes in the area for Gambit, but 5 on the side of OG. And as soon as they spot LTW, they're going to initiate onto him. 3 seconds, pulling in another. Razor is there now as well, but LTW turning to fight, pops the rage. They want to get into this one. Already the coil onto 2, and the follow-up, the black hole is there coming from Seb onto 3, but do they have enough damage to follow it up afterwards? They have it afterwards, but everybody on Gambit is full HP again, and that black hole again did nothing. They take down ILTW. OG still can't fight.
They have no damage whatsoever. If Puck uses his spells before, there's no one to actually deal the damage during the black hole.
I mean, that was with, you know, Midnight Pulse down and everything, and Thompson is just going to get obliterated if he sticks around a second longer. They take over a creep. Afterlife still chasing. Thompson needs to run within vision of that sentry ward, though, so he gets the jaunt away afterwards.
But can they take objectives?
That's the question. Over and over again. This looks like when OpenAI played. They're just like running down lanes, pulling creep waves around.
Roche may respawn in a minute. If it spawns quickly enough, they will know that there's no black hole and they can take this fight at the Roche pit.
I mean, this lineup from OG, it will really hurt if they lose a lane of racks because they need to be able to like clear through these waves and they have damage issues. Oh, Puck gonna need to go for the blink away. No Tail gets the 2-second stun. They pop the BKB as well from the Razor to chase forward. They buy back immediately on that Coddle, and they want to get this creep wave. They want to get the barracks. Thompson jumps in again. The coil out there. Boundless strike down. They just don't have the damage, and No Tail gets eviscerated.
That's a dieback.
Oh, man.
Minus Raxes, they have a track. If Enigma has a black hole, 70 seconds, no black hole. Puck just used ulti. Keeper of the Light is gone for almost a minute. They want to close this game.
A blink, or rather Shadowblade Hex for Afterlife. He's gone for that, and they go for the initiation. Immediately gets Hex, now going to be stunned for an extended period of time. Just get the phase shift off, but the Supernova's already down. Can they kill it off in time? LTW does bring down the egg, but all of them die. Dahak is there, and Jarek's going to do his best to clear through these creep waves, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He turns into the tree and then just gets pulled back down. A double kill. GG is called, and OG do not have an answer for the aggression coming from Gambit.
Their draft definitely looked better in game 2, but I'm glad that people are losing, those who built 3+ Midases, because it's anti-fun Dota.
Yeah, I would agree. Skip, you were able to watch all of that game. Thoughts?
I'm convinced about the Chen.
Yeah.
I'm a Chen believer. That was a really, really good game from FNG. He did get the Harpy, which is not always necessarily super consistent, but he made amazing use of it, and the Chen looked so good. When they were on the front foot, just constantly using the recall to bring people into fights, the Razor gets super low, they recall in the Jug, they put down the healing ward. You guys have sold me on the Chen. And same as Lacoste, I liked OG's draft. I liked the idea. It looked a little bit more reminiscent of what we were kind of used to OG at TI, right? Mm-hmm. Where they don't necessarily win the lanes, but then they have these tools so that they can come back and win that one big crucial team fight. But unfortunately, it feels like by the time they put together that team fight, it was just too late. damage wise.
Yeah.
Like the execution on that fight where they get the two-man coil into the Will-O-Wisp, into the 3-man black hole looked spectacular, but the health bars just weren't going down.
They needed
on
like
Gambit.
20 more minutes.
If you look at
or
the
something.
hero
Maybe, yeah.
damage numbers,
Right.
No Tail is the second on OG.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a bad one.
that's not great. Not great.
It
Yeah.
looks really weird. The
They-
first one is Seb.
The other
A lot
point-
of that damage comes from laning stage,
yeah.
but overall, these numbers show that the OG did not have a good game.
Yeah. The other point that people are making is that I think with this, Gambit are now like 7-0 against OG in their last 3 series.
Yeah.
There's a 3-0, a 2-0, and now another 2-0. So it really does seem like Gambit just kind of have OG's number a little bit. And though, yeah, OG also just didn't. They looked a little bit all over the place in this game.
And as a little bit of spoiler alert out there to all you fine folks, it does look like Secret was able to 2-0, and with Gambit taking this also 2-0, it puts them in pretty good position going forward, I would say. The one thing that OG kind of still have up their sleeve is that they took that game off of Secret, which does matter a lot for the tiebreakers. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep them in contention for that top 2 spot. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Any final words before we finish off with the series here? Lacoste?
OG needs to have a different approach. I think their hero pool is really weak and they're predictable. What they're going to do, what they're going to pick, what they're going to first phase it, what heroes they prioritize. And yeah, it's fine when you have like these 3 heroes that can be played at multiple roles, but Gambit read them so well in both of these games and countered them. Also, Razor pick in both of these games, extremely good.
Click FNG has some notes as well, but we're going to be coming back for our second series of the day. Stay tuned, everybody. More from ESL One Katowice right after this.